Okay, so Fatima, as you know, March is Women History Month, and Women International Day falls on March 8th. Yes. So with that in mind, Zaddon is launching a series called Building HR System That Works for Women. And it's centered on one simple but very important idea that system either support or drain a woman leader. And we're going to be featuring women from all different backgrounds throughout the month, all in the HR ecosystem. And that's going to be ending with a webinar on March 31st, which you agreed to lead the interview and the webinar. So the first question I have for you is what made the series feel important enough for you to agree to lead those conversations?
Oh, Mode, how much time we have? That's a really good question. I think if we go back to kind of what my why is as a
Mhm.
person, my why is to help folks execute. And I would be telling a big fat story if I said that when I meant people, I mean women specifically. And so when you all approached me with this idea, of course, I jumped not hesitant at all because I do think that women bring their whole selves to work. And it's nice when they can have support from systems that help them solution their day to day better. And so that is what I devote a percentage of my practice, I dedicate to UKG and to Zaddons. And so it makes sense and is very fitting for what I'm trying to do for my own entrepreneurship to support women in tech, even when they're making their own schedules and loading them into uh, an advanced scheduler or something. Like it's all like all of that is goes right back to my why, to be honest. So thank you for the question.
Why do you think it's important today that we create a series that focus on how those systems impact women?
I think the more you know, the better we all are. I think that there is tons of stigma, and you've heard it throughout years of women in technology. There's not that many of us, and all of that. Well, those times are changing big time. Like if you look at the percentages across the nation from a tech perspective, we are really, really neck and neck with our male colleagues. And so I think having empathy for each other and educating each other on our worlds and how technology fits into that, I think is super, super important, not just for humanity, but just for a better way of thinking and behaving with each other. And then, of course, if you know how you need to behave, then you can tell the technology on what you need to scale that behavior, right? And so yeah.
We love it, and thank you for agreeing to be part of this conversation. And during all your conversation, you're going to be asking all the women the same three questions. So why
Mhm.
not ask you those questions to see
Oh
your
man!
point of view?
Oh gosh, I didn't prepare. Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready. I could do this.
So from your perspective, why has HR historically been such a woman-led space, and why do you think it's still true today?
I believe that it is a woman-led space because I believe that women lead humanity. We birth everything, to be quite honest. And so when we think about humans and being managed 360 degrees in the workplace, that's where women shine. That's what we do. That's what we're bred to do that. And so when I think about why women lead majorly in a human resource capacity when it comes to benefits, when it comes to payroll, the whole aspect of it, I believe is because it's like an extension of who we are and what we're here to do is to take care of humans.
Taking care, I like that. I think is very true. The second question is, from what you've seen, how do HR system either support or drain a woman's leader
Mm.
in HR?
So, I mean, I think that from a support perspective, if the women are at the table and they have a weight in the decision making of the technology, I think that it goes a really long way. But on the flip side, if they don't have access to be involved in that scope of work or procurement of a particular system or solution, the solution may not fit their needs. And so when I think about the importance of having women at the table, especially those, when you think about what Zaddons and UKG does for nurses and for frontline workers, right? It's super important that UKG and Zaddons, and I believe that they both do, have a very, very strong understanding of what those needs are by individual resource level, including all the women nurses that I have come across in my years of healthcare. And I believe that those two solutions do meet the women, especially in operations where they are. And I think it's super important to continue to do that and continue to be a thought leadership in this space to do that. But also, more importantly, for those other operators to understand that they also need to be at the table too, not just the women, but we have to support the women who are supporting the HR system. So it takes all of us. So I don't ever want to exclude our men. We need everyone. We need our full ecosystem to be successful. But when you think about the human nature of what it is that women do every single day, it really lends itself to HR technology, and it lends us to be able to support other technologists, even our male counterparts. So it's a win-win for all of us when we can be a little bit more human
And all work together.
and all work together. That's right.
And the final question is, what's one piece of technology that you genuinely use that make your work easier? And it doesn't have to be an HR tool.
Aside from AI, I would say I can't pronounce it candidly. It's the calendar app where I
Yes.
can say, okay, I want to speak to Mode at a certain particular time, and I can give you the link, and then you can self-serve on my calendar. That is super helpful because I get very overwhelmed with the number of calendars I have and where all the places I'm supposed to be, and sometimes I get a little spastic. And so being able to send that link to someone and say, hey, yes, I really am not avoiding you. I just haven't had time to look at my calendar. Go to this link, pick a time that works for you, and we can chat it up. So, yeah.
It avoids back and forth. It
Yes.
avoids people feeling left out, and
Yes.
it just makes your life easier because then your
A whole
schedule
lot
gets
easier.
filled out and you're not wasting time doing that scheduling
Absolutely.
aspect.
Absolutely.
I
And
love
it
that.
I'm really big on like customer service, even though my practice is itty bitty, I still want to make sure that people don't think that I'm like ignoring them, and making sure that they
Hmm.
have that good experience with me is super important. I am in the business to provide a human experience. So I just said I use a calendar or whatever it's called, calendar that's automated to make sure that people know I care about them. Every single decision I make as a woman is because I care about somebody that's probably not me. So, all you HR professionals out there, thank y'all for caring for all of us, and making sure that everyone is getting what they need in the workplace, especially as it relates to time and attendance.
HR make businesses run, right? So
Go women, go women, go women.
thank you so much, Fatima.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Mel. Thank you so much. Until next time.